Hello everyone, welcome back to Believers S Academy. This is NCERT class discussion, and in today we'll be discussing 7th standard polity discussion, and that too we'll be discussing chapter 6. Chapter 6 deals with women change the world. Okay, in chapter 4 we discussed about growing up as boys and girls, that is the difference between boys and girls. Now we will see the changes and the rigidity present in gender discrimination. Okay, this chapter deals about stereotypes among between men and women. It also deals about women movement, etc., etc. So says that women have been facing inequalities at every step since the time immemorial. That is, they have been from the ancient history. They have been discriminated. So no doubt their position and status have been improved with the change of the time. Still, they lag behind men in almost every field. Okay. In this male-dominated society, they fail to avail equal privileges and opportunities. That is the patriarchal nature of the society. It has also been seen that some occupations are considered to be more suited for men than the women. Okay, it means women are good only at certain things. This is called as stereotyping or prejudices. For example, many people believe that women are more suited, better suited for becoming a nurse because they are more patient and gentle. The very aspect, that the very noble characteristic of being patient has been misused here. Okay, it is also believed that women possess or do not bear a technical mind, and therefore they are not capable of dealing with technical things. This is nothing but bogus, because there is no scientific backing for this one, yet women are considered to be inferior compared to men in technical jobs. As a result, they have been stereotyped as a good nurses, good teachers, good doctors, etc., etc. Then as a result, they are never seen as army officers, pilots, railway engine drivers, etc., etc., where there is a decision to be made at the top. Okay, they are only considered as a lower strata that to provide service for the people. Okay, then a majority of Indians believe these stereotypes. It is still believed to this day. It is therefore girls do not get the same opportunity that the boys get to study and train to become doctors and engineers. As a result, there is a vast discrepancy in the number of doctors and engineers between male and female. Today's women have become very aware. Okay, they are determined to break these stereotypes by excelling in the fields which were considered male dominated. We have women in pilots, engineers, police officers, scientists, etc., etc. We can mention the name of Lakshmi Lakra, who by becoming an engine driver showed the world that women can do everything. So this Lakshmi Lakra example becomes very important. You can use this example in your essay or ethics or any other way. Then children, especially boys, are under great pressure. Okay, this stereotyping is not only detrimental to female, it is also detrimental to male also. Okay, the male or boys are stereotyped to provide for the family. They are stereotyped to have a proper job. They are stereotyped to get a job which pays them well, because it is considered it is their responsibility to take care of the family. It is their responsibility to provide for the family, whereas it is the responsibility of women to make the home. Okay, so these stereotypes are putting extra pressure on the boys. Their pressure is to think about getting a job that will pay a good salary, which is a matter of great anxiety for parents if their son shows his inclination towards studying subjects other than science and maths. Okay, it also says that in our present social setup, it is only believed that there is a false belief that only science can fetch. Science and maths are meaningful subjects. Only those are enumerative subjects. Rest of the subjects are not enumerative or do not provide any job opportunities, which doesn't have any basis or which is not scientific. So they must be eliminated from our mind. Subjects like history and political science are also job oriented, and they should also be promoted. Okay, so one positive change that is visible today is that more and more children are able to avail education, are going to school. In the past, the skill of reading and writing was known only to a few. Most children learned to work in the families of the elders did, but now more and more children are availing the school. But even here, girls faced a worse situation. In communities that taught sons to read and write, daughters were not allowed to learn the alphabet. Okay, slowly and steadily, there is more and more positive change. More and more children are also allowed to study. The communities that never learnt reading and writing started sending their children to school. In the beginning, there was a lot of opposition to women, girls, educating women's girls, but there were also women and men who made efforts to open schools for girls. The examples are of Rasundari Devi. She was a housewife from rich landlord family. At that time, it was believed that if a woman learned to read and write, she would become a widow, that her husband is going to die. Despite this, she taught herself how to read and write in secret after her marriage. She wrote her autobiography in Bangla, which is called as Amar Jaban. Okay, so girls or women had to face so many difficulties. You want to learn, become a basic literate person. Then Rokia Shekhawat Hussain was another example who did a lot for women education. She knew how to write and read in Urdu, but she was not allowed to read and write Bangla or English. In those days, only boys were taught English. However, she learned to read and write Bangla and English from her brother, and then she became a writer and wrote a remarkable story titled Sultana's Dream in 1905. Okay, see the lengths they had to go. Okay, once she became literate, once she was able to write all these books, she did a lot to help other girls as well to go to school and build their own dreams. In 1910, she started a school for girls in Kolkata, which is still functioning as well. Okay, only those people who have suffered themselves are capable of helping others who are suffering from the similar issues. That is what Rokeya Shekhawat Hussain did here. No doubt, more and more girls have started attending the schools. There is still a lag. That is, as per the 2001 census, 76 boys and men avail the education, are literate, whereas only 54% of the girls and women are literate in India. But the data is different now. According to 2011 census, it is 76 to 72%. So it is bridging, like reducing. However, there is a discrimination among the girl students, or there is inequality among the girl students based on the community, based on the caste, based on the religion also. That is, girls who are from Dalit and Adivasi backgrounds are less likely to remain in schools. One of the many reasons is that several families are too poor and unable to bear the cost of educating all the children. So here, boys easily get the preference in such circumstances. Okay, in many of these communities, Dalits and Adivasi communities, girl child is seen as a economic burden, because they had to be married off to their husbands. Once they are married off to the husband, they are also had to provide dowry. So they are seen as a economic burden. Since anyway they are going to leave the family, why should we spend money on their education? That was the thinking of people back in those days, and it is prevalent in many societies now also. And the position of status of women has undoubtedly improved a lot, which is due to the collective efforts of women of the country. This collective effort is called as women movement. These movements also get the support of men also. They use different strategies to spread awareness, fight discrimination, and seek justice. For example, they organize campaigns to fight discrimination and violence against women. They also protest when violations against women take place. Women's movement also shows solidarity with other women causes. Okay, all these things has resulted in increasing the status of women in India and the worldwide. Famous examples of women movement include Simon Dibova, Virginia Woolf, etc., etc. So this ends the chapter. So here, certain before you look into the summary, you'll see certain important keywords. Stereotype is a fixed image of a person or a community or an individual. These stereotypes prevent us from looking at an individual or a people at a unique individuals. Discrimination is treating people unequally. Violation is when someone forcefully breaks the law, a rule, or openly shows disrespect. We often say that he or she has committed a violation. A sexual harassment is physical or verbal behavior that is of a sexual nature and against women's wishes. Then protest is what the women's movement did, that is to raise voice against the wrong action or decision. Scheduled caste is official term used for Dalits or those communities which are mentioned in the scheduled list of caste, whereas tribes which are mentioned in the scheduled list of scheduled list of tribes are called as scheduled tribes. Autobiography, like Surandari Devi, what she wrote was autobiography is the life sketch of a writer himself, whereas manuscript is the script written in the writer's own handwriting. Then census is which is held at every 10 years. It counts the whole population of India and it counts the population, their age, schooling, etc., etc., etc. So this is the chapter today. The same thing is repeated in the summary here. So this ends our discussion for today. If you like the video, then hit the like button, comment on the video, and also share with your friends. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel and also click on the bell icon so that you don't miss any notification. With this, I will end the video. Jai Hind.